Hey y'all, hi. So recently, on multiple occasions, I found myself using a product that I'm really into or engaging in like a new routine that I've developed for self-care or style, all of things adjacent to the subject matter of my channel, and thinking, I've got to tell everyone about this. This is so great. And then I'm like, but when? Like, I'm not quite sure how to fit it into my usual content. And then time goes by and then I'm like, well, I don't want to gatekeep. Like this phrasing, this way of using that word has really gotten in amongst me as a content creator. And I've started feeling like I'm passively gatekeeping some wonderful things. So I decided just to make this dedicated video, go through the list and share some discoveries with you. I think part of me resists making videos like this because I don't want you to feel like you have to rush out and buy a bunch of stuff. But I do have the knowledge. I also do love this part of my job. The discoveries, the rigorous reviews, and the attention to detail. I do want to deliver that to you. So I'm proceeding with the hope and the trust that you can identify what is actually useful information for you in this video and what is just fun. As always, I'll link my book in the description box down below. It's my first book, Julia Hungry. It won the Anthony Hecht Prize for Poetry a couple of years ago, and I know that some of you have joined me since then and might not know about it yet, so I'll link that. Please click through and check it out, and let's get right into the meat of the video. Okay, hair. Let us talk about hair. The first thing is this. It's something called debulking. I have a lot of hair. It's really thick. No matter what kind of haircut I've ever gotten, there's just been so much volume. And I only wash my hair and style it once a week. So it needs to be a cut that can kind of wash and go and then like age well over the course of the week. And with a wolf cut, the shag, I got closer than I ever have before because with that kind of haircut, which I've been getting for years now, the stylist carves into the hair and removes a lot of bulk. So that has been working, especially with bangs, but I want to grow my bangs out. I want to grow my hair out. And as I started growing out the bangs, it's just, there was always so much hair right here. It would just, after a day or two, just flop down and it was feeling impossible to style and so frustrating. So I talked it over with my stylist and she went in months ago at this point and she started removing hair, like right at the root, about an inch, huge chunks of hair. It's like the opposite of getting hair extensions, tracks of negativity, right? Like removing it. Do you see this? There's the shape, these shapes curving and falling like this, pretty close to my head. This is third day hair. I washed it two or 3 days ago. This is the cut that I've been really wanting as I grow out my bangs, and debulking was the answer. Let's talk about hair routine. I wash my hair once a week. I dry it with a diffusing hair dryer and I use the finishing spray from the Crown Affair. So this is one of the things that I discovered this on my own. I bought it in Sephora, I think in December. It's spectacular and I just have failed to ever mention it. It's kind of waxy, kind of sticky, but then it dries and it works perfectly for texture. It has a gorgeous scent. It's interesting. It's called the finishing spray. It says a fine mist, lightweight spray that reduces frizz and adds shine for light hold once hair is styled. That's true. I also find that it draws the natural texture out of my wavy hair, which can just fall really flat. But when I use this, I get this wave and then it holds that wave. I have one more thing to say about hair, which is this. And this is a real like not gatekeeping moment and kind of the inspiration for this entire video. The one drawback as my hair has gotten longer that I've discovered of debulking is that when I go to put my hair up, because now my bangs are long enough, they're not really bangs anymore, they're long enough that I can put all of my hair up, and I have a long and storied history of piling my hair up in like a giant messy bun on top of my head. It balances out like the strong features of my face, kind of, and my height. I'm very tall. I'm a very tall person. Exaggerated volume on the head like that, it helps to balance me out. And it's an important part of my overall look if I have long hair. But with the debulking, it's just not there. So it got long enough to put up, and I put it up in a bun and it was like this tiny little bun because of course it makes sense. That's what I wanted. But I was like, oh. And then one day I got the brilliant idea to try to find something like this and I found it. So it's a scrunchie that's covered with fake hair. It's amazing that there's a color that works for it's sort of my natural color, but it still has a bit of henna in it. They have like a lot of colors. And there are a lot of things like this. I'll link the one that I got. I'm not trying to sell you on this exact one. I'm just telling you this is a thing you can do. Right? This is a thing you can do. And I also have really specific advice about how to style it. Right, so this is the bun much smaller than what I am used to. And this is what it says to do. You just put it around. And it looks like I'm going to prom. It looks very formal. It's kind of unclockable, I feel. Maybe I'm being delusional, but I feel like color-wise, it really does look like my hair, but it really, really looks like I'm going to prom. So if you are going to prom, this is a great option. It's an incredibly easy way to make it look like you have a fancy updo, but I wasn't happy with that. I was like, we have to do something to make it so it's like this is my hair and not like an addition to my hair. So I started doing this, putting it around my hair like that just once, and then taking my hairband and wrapping it around as if it's all part of my hair. This is exactly what my hair used to be like. I just really, really am pleased with this. And Joe has made endless fun of me. He's been calling it my tribble, like from that Star Trek episode, The Trouble with Tribbles. He's like, your tribble, you left your tribble in the bathroom. I am never letting it go. I'm obsessed with it. I never want to be without it. And I had to tell you, I just had to tell you, we do not have to deal with the sad consequences of debulking because of the tribble. Wow, we really did it. So that's hair. Let's talk about makeup. I have had a renewed wave of obsession with my own Salt New York products. I've just been reminded about the sort of skin perfecting, like blurring quality of the highlighters, because what I really wanted was something that looked pretty wet and dewy, but without causing that texture enhancement that a lot of highlights that give this kind of shine do. I've been using the cheek palette more. This is Nimue mixed with Old Gum, and that's kind of been my everyday now for weeks. I met recently like a makeup TikToker, just happens to be a friend's daughter. I was at a party at the house of a friend. I went in and she was like, my daughter got PR this morning. And I was like, whoa, for what? And she's like, I don't know. She's like doing stuff on TikTok and she's like started getting PR. And I was like, wow, like that, let me know if you ever want me to talk to her about what it's like to do this job full time, because it's so much less glamorous than it seems, and it has unique challenges and there's no playbook. It's the Wild West. We are building the ship as we sail it. It's good to know someone, right? So I was like, especially because she's a teen, she's like just getting started, and it can be like weirdly lonely and confusing. So I was like, I'm here for her, right? But she wasn't there. And we were having dinner and I was like, oh, looking forward to meeting her sometime. So right before we left the house, she got home and they were like, Hannah, come back. And I like ran back and met her. This like really put together lashes, long acrylic nails, just like incredibly polished and done up, but also really confident. And I'm over here, this like 41-year-old woman who'd been chasing my toddler around a dinner party for 2 hours, an absolute wreck. And I was like, it's nice to meet you. And the first thing she said was, your skin looks amazing. And I was like, it's Nimue. I didn't say that to her. Because I wasn't going to be like, thanks, it's my collab. I couldn't in that moment. And she didn't like know my content, right? It was just that we'd been put together by these circumstances. But in my mind, I was like, oh my God, it's Nimue. Hours later, right? Because I had applied a pretty light face of makeup before we left the house. I had my hair up and I had put a really glossy layer all across. And just to get a compliment like that from a fresh young thing who knows what she's looking at in beauty, who really has an eye. And I have like texture and crow's feet and it's fine. Like that's how you look when you're 41, but like, it's just the last thing I would have expected. The last compliment I would have expected in that moment. And that was the moment when I was like, I have to bring this up again on YouTube. I'm not just obsessed with it because I created it. I feel like I was. At the beginning, I was just obsessed with it because I created it. And now that time has passed and I've like had occasion to pick it back up again because it's what I really want. Months later, when all of the brouhaha and fanfare has died down, now it's like I'm obsessed with it because it's so extraordinary. So I just had to pass that along. Today, I am wearing Oyster Fig, which is the medium shade of Old Gum, right? It's like Old Gum, but tinkered with so that it reads as Old Gum on people with medium skin. But to me, it's like one of the most perfect lip colors in the world, especially when I'm wearing Old Gum on my cheeks. I think my favorite from this quad for lips is probably Aniseed. That's the one that I wear the most. It's a slightly more grayish version of brown. Anyway, this is me all the time now. A buffed in gloss of Nimue on my cheeks, a little bit of Old Gum buffed onto my cheeks, and then one of these colors, usually Oyster Fig or Aniseed or Orchid. Those are the three colors in the medium quad as a lip color. I love that look. I have like kind of a lot of eye makeup on today, but I really love that combination with almost nothing else, like no eye makeup or just light mascara or something like that. Honorable makeup mention of two things that I've talked about a lot already, and I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on them. One is the fake freckles. I just can't stop, won't stop. I did it kind of as a lark months ago when I was doing a trying new makeup video. I was like, let's play with the fake freckles. I don't know what it is. It's like they make me feel so confident. I think there's something about adding something for the eye to land on. Like it keeps the eye moving around the face. And so everything else sort of just melts together instead of I have such pale skin, the stark plane of paleness of the skin. Weirdly, it can feel a bit overdone. Even when I'm only wearing the littlest amount of makeup, that sort of porcelain blankness can feel kind of like a lot, like kind of aesthetically aggressive, even though it's just my face. And so there's something about the fake freckles that like disrupts that a little bit. There's some insouciance, there's some casualness, there's a little bit of rugged. It like makes it a little more rugged, like makes my face a little more rugged. I started out just doing it for YouTube, like just for filming once in a while. And now I'm doing it like all the time, just for fun, even when I'm not going to be on camera. And then the glitter eyeliner, which I'm not wearing today because I wear it all the time. And I was like, let's just leave it. I made myself just leave it for a day. I do have some shine on my lids. It's Fenty Diamond Balm. The glitter eyeliner I've been using the most is the shade Starfire in the Urban Decay Moon Dust Glitter Liquid Eyeliner. It's kind of natural, as natural as a glitter eyeliner can be. It just feels effortless to wear. It's so flattering to the eye to have like a little shine there, a little glitter. So I'm totally addicted to it, like glitter eyeliner, but I've talked about it in like 1,000 videos, so I'm not going to go on. Okay, let's talk about skin and body. I got PR from this brand Wonder Valley, which I have always had a skeptically covetous relationship with. Covetous because the branding is beyond. It is beyond. Look, can you imagine anything more beautiful than this? Just stylistically to be in your shower or like, I don't know. I'm just obsessed. I think they really are straddling like vintage and contemporary. It's so aesthetic, but then like there's this bright lime color. So it doesn't, it's there's a little bit of an interruption of the bit. You know, I don't know. They just are really getting it right. Skeptical because it's an olive oil. Everything's olive oil based. This is the body wash. I've been using this now every day since it arrived, and I haven't had any trouble with it, right? So I don't think that the olive oil is clogging my pores. The reason I've been using it every day is that it smells so good. It's the Hinoki scent, and I am so glad that they also sent the Hinoki roller. It's just a scent. I wanted to show you the box, even though I've been using this also. I mean, I've made kind of a dent in it. So it's like a perfume oil, right? So I just roll it on here. It is so earthy. It smells literally like dirt. This is what I'm into. Dirt and wood. Like it really smells like Hinoki wood that has just been freshly cut, but it really does smell like that. It doesn't smell like a perfume based on that. It doesn't smell like that is one of the notes, but it's been blended with other notes. It just directly smells like that. And so, you know, when you walk into like a wood shop or somewhere where even like a wood chip, you know how wood chips, there's almost like a slight fecal scent to them sometimes. It's not like that. There's not that. Nothing about it is like a turn off, but it's almost that. It's so earthy and so dirty that it almost crosses the line into that. And it just smells incredibly real, fresh, but in that way of wood. You know, I always talk about how it's disappointing when a perfume just smells like the perfume section of Sephora. And I smell a lot of scents. Like I get scent a number of scents. About half of the perfumes that I test as PR just smell like the perfume section of Sephora. It's like a plague on our perfume houses, right? It's not only not that, it's the direct opposite of that. It smells like it's not even a perfume scent. It just smells like an amazing, like you bottled something that wasn't meant to be a perfume, but just an amazing smell. I think I've said enough. Oh, but the next thing I have to tell you about is so exciting. So this was another PR. A lot of what I've been telling you about today is just like stuff I got for myself, like some problem solving I did, but this is also PR. You might have seen the Instagram ads for this because I had been Instagram ad targeted by this company before they offered to send something to me. These are these little deodorant. It's like a tube deodorant. And the brand is AKT. I think it's pronounced ACT. The descriptions of the scents all seem like things I would really love. Scent 02, cedar eucalyptus bitter orange. Seems like something I'd love. Scent 03, vetiver lavender yuzu. seems like something I would love. Scento 5, Amber Violet Tonka Bean, seems like something I would love. Scento 4, Mint Pomelo Tomato Vine. These all seem like things I would love, but I've been burned before, especially with wood scents where you think it's gonna be so earthy and great and then it smells so synthetic. The other one too, the orange one, it's the one I've been using the most, that's why I can't find it. So I got the sample pack, I opened that one, the first one, and I was like, the scent, I think it has patchouli in it, the orange one. The scent is exquisite. I would wear it as a perfume. It's so good. It's so earthy, so authentic, similar to the hinoki. Well, I'm just sharing with you a lot of things that smell like earth and dirt and actual flowers and herbs and tomato vines. I was curious about the others, so I started using them, and every single one I've had the same reaction to. Every single one. And they do all smell different, but every single one is directly in my lane for scent. Whoever's formulating the scents at ACT should be also formulating perfume. Here's the thing though. It's a deodorant balm that comes in a tube, and even the full size comes in a tube. The only way to apply it is to squeeze a little bit out onto your finger. I'll show you. And then you like rub it between your fingertips. So good. This is the one, the violet one. And then you rub it on your underarms. You like rub it into your underarms like a lotion. I both do and don't like that. The thing I do like about it is that it feels actually kind of moisturizing and nourishing for my underarms. It feels like I'm putting on skincare. I like that. You also can use it in other places. So it's natural deodorant. It's not an antiperspirant. There's a little bit of graininess to it. Like you can tell that it's a deodorant. I'm sure there's something in it that there are stuff in it that helps to combat sweat under the arms. So it's not just like a scented lotion in a really tiny tube. You know, it is deodorant. It has powers, but it's multi-purpose. I just use it on my underarms. So that's nice that it's sort of outside the box in that way. But then it's like, then you have to go wash your hands. You can't go straight from like applying this with your fingers to putting on skincare or putting on your sunscreen or makeup or whatever. You have to go wash your hands. And that's just, it's a little inconvenient for me. I'm not putting my deodorant on in the bathroom. I'm doing it somewhere else in the house. And so I have found myself opting out of this some days and using my regular stick deodorant so that I won't have to go wash my hands. I feel like if they offered it in a stick, I would be all over that. That's skin and body. Let's briefly discuss wardrobe because there are a couple of things I want to share with you. I know, who would have thought? I'm here to tell you about this bra. I have been sponsored by Negative Underwear a couple of times to my utter delight. This video is not sponsored. I didn't want to gatekeep this, okay? Negative has a T-back bra that I bought it when it first released and I didn't like it. I think I had the wrong size. I think it runs a little bigger than their other bras. And the one that I bought like years ago, because it must have been 4 years ago. It was like before I got pregnant. I think it was too big and it didn't sit right and I felt like I couldn't cover the straps. This one fits perfectly. It's a size smaller than the one that I had before. And I just love how it disappears under my tanks, my racerback tanks. And it has a front clasp. It's so easy to put on. And I even love the color. This was PR. But unrelated to the sponsorships, they like sent me PR separately through a separate channel and it was this. I love the color. It just like adds a little spice. Sometimes you can see it through what I'm wearing, sometimes you can't, but either way, I just love it. I've had this for a while now and I'm like, my new favorite bra, I love it so much. And I didn't mention it in the sponsored videos because I was focusing on like the tried and true regular bras that I've been using for years from Negative. And so I just had to throw it into this video and let you know and show you how cute this color is. Okay, another thing that it's similar in that I like have context with the brand, have context with this kind of bag, and have been really surprised by how much I have loved and used the new iteration of the item. So you know I'm obsessed with this Linnea tote, the structured bucket bag. I've talked about it in a lot of videos about bags, and it was featured in my favorites video at the end of the year last year. It's got this really thick, robust strap, really sturdy leather. It's just amazing, and it has like a laptop pocket inside. It has blown me away, right? And I've talked about it a lot. Kuyana recently released essentially a soft version of the same tote, and they sent this to me. And I thought, there's no way. I was like, well, this will be interesting, right? Because it's the same shape and size as the Linnea, and it'll be weird to have it, even though it's a very different color and kind of better for summer. I was just like, it'll be weird to have it because I can't see I'm so obsessed with the Linnea tote. I can't see myself choosing a bag that's the same shape and size instead of the Linnea. It's beautiful, but like, let's see what happens in practice. Let's see what happens in practice. That's kind of what that's like the experiment that I was was doing. In practice, I have had trouble reaching for any other bag because it is so, how can I explain it? It is the balance between structure and softness. It's soft enough that it's slouchy against the body and it really goes with a lot of things. I kind of thought it would feel too formal to take when I'm doing something casual. Like if I'm going, I'll take it if I'm taking my laptop to a cafe. I'll take it if we're going out and I need to put a bunch of my kids' stuff in it because it's really, really big and soft. Like it fits a lot. But if I'm going to go meet a friend for a drink after my toddler's bedtime, then I'm definitely going to like move my wallet to a smaller bag, right? Because this is like a little more practical. But no, I love the way it looks with outfits. It's like the slouchiness, the softness, even when there's not much in it, especially when there's not much in it. It sort of just like collapses against the body. And this stone color, which really looks gray when I'm wearing white, but really looks cream when I'm wearing black. And I like that. It's sort of like a chameleon neutral. I've just fallen for it more than I expected to. So all of that is true. But then when I really load it up, it holds its own. It holds its structure. It has more structure than the basic Kuyana totes that are just one layer. They are pretty sturdy. Like the leather's quite robust and thick, but it has just a little bit more structure. And so even when I load it up and put my laptop in, it still has a shape rather than sort of giving way to the shapes of what's inside it. I think that if I were going to buy one, I would probably still buy the Linnea because it's this thick leather. The promise of longevity is so dramatic. And I love the laptop sleeve on the inside that's built in, that's really sturdy. I feel like nothing can unseat this bag in my affections. But for everyday use, in use every day in the summer, I found myself using the slouchy one all the time for everything. Whereas the Linnea, I just use it when I use it professionally or I use it for work. It's like the work tote. And the other one, the slouchy one, it works as a work tote when I need it to, but it also works for everything else too. That's the thing that's been really amazing about it. So I just wanted to review it for you. It's a new release from Kuyana, and I feel like it's interesting. There's interesting context, right? Because it's sort of like the slouchy and the structured version of the same bag. And that could apply not just to these two Kuyana bags, but to like other bags, making decisions about bags. And then there's another thing that I've just been so into right now. Thrifted, well, it's designer consignment. I think I want to say this was like $85 to $90. Like it was a significant purchase, but it's this linen knit sweater by Shireen Guild, who is an Iranian-born British fashion designer who was big, I want to say, in like the 90s, early 2000s, related to Log and Look. Her designs are related to Log and Look. And I think a lot of people who intentionally collect Log and Look pieces and are building like a long-lasting Log and Look wardrobe know about Shireen Guild and are really into her. So she's still making clothes, but she doesn't have a brand anymore, except I think she once in a while does pop-ups. But apparently the pieces are kind of hard to come by and like collectors finds and whatever. I didn't know any of this when I came across this sweater. I just put it on. I wasn't totally sure about the color because it's like this slightly greenish mushroom color, which historically I haven't been that obsessed with. I had a pair of balloon pants in this color and I never really loved them. I put it on. I was with my cool friend Josephine and we were like consignment shopping together. I put it on and I was just like, yes, 1,000 times yes. I was like, I'm obsessed with myself suddenly. And I had tried on some other sweaters that Josephine liked better. And she was like, I'm not as, and I was like, shh. She's like, I'm not as into it. I was like, shh, I know. I was like, I know. It's kind of cropped, longer on the sides, really bat wingy. I cannot like link this. I think there are some Shireen Guild on The Real. So I'll link that. But I can't link this exact sweater because it's like a one-of-a-kind find in a consignment shop. The reason that I'm telling you about it is that I have really been appreciating like linen knit, open weave, chunky linen knit, even in hot weather. If you're as obsessed with knitwear as I am, but it's hot, depending, right? If it's super hot, it's too hot to wear this. But often when it's super hot, it's too cold inside. There have been some super hot days when I've worn this and it's like, yeah, when I step outside, it's quite hot, but then I'm in the car and then I'm in the coffee shop and like in between when I'm outside, it's a bit hot. But as soon as I get into that frigid air conditioning, I'm so glad that I'm wearing this. And because it's linen and sort of open weave, it isn't untenably hot during those times when I'm outside. So I'm just really into like a linen sweater for the summer. And I'm really into consignment shopping. That's the other thing that I'm sharing. It's just my best clothing discoveries lately and the things I've relished the most have been things that I've purchased secondhand. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known how great a linen sweater can be for summer if I hadn't happened to be consignment shopping with Josephine that day. So this is a testament to linen knits for layering in summer, but it's also a testament to consignment shopping in person, secondhand shopping in person, and how successful and powerful a secondhand find can be. So I wanted to share that with you to close out this video, the opposite of gatekeeping. Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. I really appreciate you, and I hope that you are appreciating yourself, sitting quietly with yourself, and taking time for yourself.